reactions following that interest rate cut. Now let's come back to Africa, and we head to South Africa, and it's still elections. Election is an election year today, this year, isn't it? Well, we have Innocent Semosa joining us now in South Africa. We did tell yesterday the GDP shrank 0.1%, but that's a quarter-on-quarter, first quarter. But the PMI was actually, well, fair. 50.4 from 50.3 on a positive trend, and we know that the fever of election and the results are still going on there. Innocent, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Ini, and good afternoon to our viewers around the world.
Great. So what's going on? A mixed bag to the PMI, slightly positive, the GDP for first quarter down, and then election results and all the conversation. What's the mood like? What's the economy feeling like at this time?
100%. In fact, it was a shock for many economists when they saw the GDP figures dropping to 0.1%. And you would remember that this is a setback from the strides that were made in the last quarter of 2023, where it was about 0.3% uptick. And of course, we are seeing it now dwindling. The likes of mining, manufacturing, really struggling to produce. For an example, they're talking about issues around the power cuts, the issues around weak demand that have really, caused a strain to this particular sectors. But also, we've seen the likes of agriculture really coming up strong with 13.5%, which is, a big improvement given the fact that previously agriculture was impacted heavily by the likes of El Nino. You would know that in the Southern Africa region, there's the drought El Nino that is affecting the likes of Namibia, Zimbabwe, and some parts of South Africa, of course. So even the statistician general yesterday, he made a point that it is indeed not sustainable, the growth from the agricultural sector, given the climate change, because it depends on how much rain you get, how much sunlight you have in terms of producing those crops in it. But again, I can tell you now that it has been a mixed bag of feelings from different economists with regards to the GDP numbers.
Yeah, and I'm sure the results from the election is also being awaited. Where are we on that?
Please come again.
The election result. What's the state at this time?
Yeah, so at the moment, the conversations are taking place behind closed doors. You would know that there was no outright majority winner in this election. So the ANC is looking for a coalition partner. So there are many options here. There are many moving parts, the likes of the Democratic Alliance, the Economic Freedom Fighters, and the newly formed MK party of former President Jacob Zuma. But we are hearing talks that the Democratic Alliance, which is the main opposition party in South Africa, is currently flirting with the African National Congress. And that has raised a lot of discontent from the ranks of the African National Congress, particularly in the tripartite alliance, where some have threatened to leave the African National Congress if in an event when if the ANC goes in a coalition with the Democratic Alliance. They believe that a coalition with the Democratic Alliance will reverse the gains that have been made since the dawn of the democracy. But also we heard from the Economic Freedom Fighters saying that they can work with the African National Congress, but they've got conditions. They want President Ramaphosa to resign, and the second one is that they want a control of the finance department portfolio, but also they said that they want to have a say in who becomes a Speaker of Parliament. So the ANC they're in a very, very much compromised position at this point in time. But the decision are happening.
Yeah, sounds like very interesting days ahead in South Africa from the political scene. But thank you so much, Innocent Semosa, for always keeping us on top of the news.
All right. Thank you, colleague.